Demolition Man's an animal.
What's going on? It's your boy Demolition Man, aka Demo, aka Mr. Demolition on IG, aka I need a sponsor by Red Solo Cup because I always have something good in my Red Solo Cup.
I fill you up, let's have a party.
And you are on Volume 2, Episode 2 of Beat Basement, where we break down beats that me and my dog, Exec, done created and put together and try to make some ear candy for your ears. On today's episode, we are messing with a certain wave that's going on right now that is like killing, and it's been killing too, but right now it's just that sound like. And today's episode, or excuse me, volume is drill. So for this episode, we're gonna be breaking down like this beat that me and Exec came up with and did for drill. I'm not even gonna hold y'all to it. We're gonna get straight to it, and I'm gonna let y'all see how we do it. All right. So for this beat, I mean, there were quite a few layers to it. You know, for the first layer, for me, I always do like the main melody first. All right, and then everything else comes afterwards. But how I got into the drill situation was, I wanted to, like, I heard Pop Smoke.
Baby, welcome to the party.
And I heard a few other drill people, and I was like, yo, I want to make a beat like that. Like, it's not my go-to. It's not something I'm going to do forever, because as a producer, you never want to keep the same type of skill or same type of beat style forever, because as a producer, you know it's going to change every 5 to 10 years. But with this style, I was like, yo, let me test it out. So really, I took probably 2 weeks and went in on just listening to nothing but drill music. And I was like, yo, I just want to hear how it's formulated. I want to know where it came from. I want to know how they're killing this situation. So I listened to drill music for 2 weeks. I listened to, you know, the New York drill. And then I was like, yo, nah, I got to go even further back. I need to hear where it originated from, and I need to hear how they did it. So it originated in the UK, and it really is not called drill. It is drill, but it's not really drill. It really originated and called grime. So grime music and grime beats were originated, I want to say, in the UK. And I started going down the list or whatever, but the first person I came across was the main person out there, and his name is Stormzy.
All the males in your family are weak links. Gather around, man, this is just a pre-drink.
Stormzy has a lot of work out there that's like grime. He has a lot of pop artist stuff too, but the grime was the first things I heard about. And when I heard about the grime and drill situation, there was this beef going on out there with like Stormzy versus Willie. Or Wiley, I'm sorry Wiley. And they were going at it. So when I first started digging into it deep, they was going beef, back and forth. I'm talking about taking each other's heads off, talking about their mamas, and all this extra situation. So it was the craziest situation I've ever seen in my life. And it was the perfect time for me to get in. So basically with the grime slash drill beat, you always got to start off with, of course, the melody, of course, which I always start off with, because for me, I need the melody to bring in the kicks, to bring in everything else to adapt to the situation. So I'm gonna show y'all right now what I did with the melody. This is the melody for this beat.
Demolition Man's an animal.
So the melody was real simple. Like it was I started with what was this? This was it was basically like an E minor type situation. Like yeah, E minor sound. You know what I mean? And I play with the different keys, so it's like so we got that out the way. I can't give y'all all the sauce now, but there was some sauce in there. It was an E minor. I'll let y'all know so y'all can play with different E minors. I know some producers, they like to have their own, like, how can we call it? Their own, like, specialties. Like, I love A minor. A minor is my favorite key to be in with the piano. So I get the melody for it, of course. And my next thing to do would be to go to the kicks and the drums and the hi-hats and all this shit, because those are my favorite things to do. Those are the drums that I came up with. And see, with the drill beats, you have to do a little something different. Take the shit to a whole nother level. I put the slaps on it, the claps on it, you know what I mean? To make it slap, of course. Hi-hats. Yeah. Now, talking about hi-hats. With the hi-hats, it does make a difference because they have their own special sort of hi-hats, to where it's simply and that's just the way drill is. Like, they love those types and sorts of hi-hats, where it's now you can play with it and do what you want with it. You know what I mean? You can like add like extra notes in it where it's like you know what I mean? Like, go wild, go crazy, you know what I mean? Because you don't want your beat to sound exactly like my beat sounds, or I wouldn't want my beat to exactly sound how they want to sound. So just play with it and you'll know that it's just a different sound, and you'll master your own sound with it. But this is how the hi-hats went. And those are the standard hi-hats. The claps, I want you to hear it so you can feel it, all right? So I'm gonna put the metronome on so you can actually feel it too, like. Now all the drums together. Now, it's the same ear candies that you need to do for every beat that some people may not hear, may hear, may not hear, but it's ear candies in the beat that will make a beat sound completely different. As a producer or a person that's really like listening, you'll hear certain sounds. It's like, yo, the way they flipped that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So this is one of the ear candy sounds that I played to go on top of this beat. And this is it right here. Sound like real out of space, right? Now, this is my favorite part. Right here. As soon as the song drops, it just sounds so delectable. It's so delicious. And this is the takeover. This is what you get. Now, I'm gonna pass this over to my dog Exec, because he did some phenomenal shit to it, to where it sounded completely different. It didn't sound completely different, but it sounded like, you know, he added something to it. Like, my situation was just basic, but as soon as I give it to him, y'all about to hear some crazy situation to this. Peace.
Welcome to the better half of the show. Nah, that's Exec. Actually, this beat was relatively simple to work with, so I really got to play my Chad to Demos Pharrell, even though he hates that analogy. I didn't have to do too much. The main thing that I did though was finessed I did some levels, as you can see here. I got the levels right, and I also finessed the 808, put some more edge on it because I felt like it needed a more aggressive touch. I also put some extra percussion in the background and some chants. So the first thing I want to touch on though is with the 808. So the original 808, I definitely like the notes. I didn't change any of the notes. I like the feel, like the tone, like the pitch bends, all that stuff. But it still is a regular 808. So I did learn this trick from I was taught this trick by Teddy Riley. So he was working on a kick drum on a record. He was showing me how, you know, when you want to add more punch to a kick, but don't want to change how the original sample feels too much, you duplicate the track, which is why I have this one here and this one right below. You duplicate the track and then you put the effects on the second track. So you maintain the feel and the body of the original, but you can add another layer of excitement on top of it, or a layer of whatever you want. Some folks, you know, will put 3-4 kicks as one kick, but in this particular case, it was just keeping the regular 808, or not the regular 808, but the original 808 that Demo sent, and then layering the more grungy, aggressive one on top. So that was Demo's original 808, and then this is the more aggressive one. Right? Oops. All right. Pressing too many buttons. So the way I got that effect was open up Amp Designer, put the 808 in there, and I knew I wanted a distortion effect, so it didn't take. I knew where to go. I use distortion pretty often. Use the modern lead. There's a bunch of different presets that you can choose, all right here in GarageBand. So I chose the modern lead, and that's what gave that feel. And then, you know, when you put them together, it's solid. So like I said, you saw that body. You saw the body from the original, but you have that kind of grungy edginess on top. And as you can see with the levels, I had to lower the one that I put the amp on a lot to make sure it didn't completely overwhelm the original sample that Demo set. All right, so there's that part. The other thing I did was I went through the toppers in GarageBand. And so there's a whole bunch of them here, all different types of toppers. And they're basically just percussion loops. So I'll show you the ones I didn't use first. So there's this one. Right? And then this one. The percussion on that one was too aggressive, and the hi-hat, it was on the first one was just, it was too big. It actually reminded me more of I'm from Texas, with like Paul Wall and Zero and Trae the Truth and all of them. That's one of my favorite hi-hat loops ever. But they didn't fit this track. So what I went with was this diesel power topper.
Demolition Man is an animal.
There's something light, just to give some more texture, some more background. And there's a little bit of percussion, but nothing crazy. So that's the loop. We'll listen to it with the with and without. So boom. Gotta charge my computer. So as you can see, it's a little background feel. Some background effects. Hold on. And like I said, nothing overwhelming, just a little bit of an accent. And then I think Demo's favorite parts are actually the chants, which are here. And this was because, like, honestly, you know, recipes, this reminds me of like a DMX record, right? Not that DMX does drill, but just like that kind of energy, right? That kind of, you know, that Dark Man X energy, that back alley get hype, or maybe you're in the club is getting hype, whatever. And so you gotta have the chants in as like a call to the people, and that's where these came in. They're a ton of fun. So listen.
Demolition Man's an animal.
All right, and then one thing that I did do though, as you can look across this track here, is I went through and I sliced out kicks that I thought were extra, that I thought were superfluous. There you go. That's your word for the day, superfluous. Because I like a lot of percussion. Demo likes a lot of percussion, but sometimes there is a such thing as too much percussion, and especially when it comes to the kicks. So you gotta like let the track breathe, and that's why I took out those kicks. I also put this gap here, just to have one of those moments where maybe like the bar was two gaps, where the bars are just super hard or whatever it is, just something in the track to break it up to make it more exciting, more interesting. So we can go ahead and play those parts. Yeah, I really did like working on this beat, not gonna lie. Oh, and the diesel power topper, as you can see, I had to pan it super far to the right, so it would, no, I lied, I didn't pan it. Whew. What I did was add some panning automation. So you're probably not gonna be able to hear, unless you hear the actual beat, but it goes left. Pay attention to the wheel. And it's designed so as you're listening, it goes around and then back, then around. That's what the zigzag is for. I totally forgot that I did that. I will say though, Demo did a good job with the engineering before he sent this over. So like I said, all I really messed with was the levels. I put some reverb on, where's his tag at? Here. I put some reverb on his tag. Reverb. Just enough so it matched up with the tag that I added. And maybe we'll send somebody, no, we're not gonna send anybody any money, but see if you can guess where this tag is from. This is one of the highlights of cable television. What else? That's pretty much it. Like I said, I was really glad to not. It sounds like shade, but it was dope that there wasn't a lot that really needed to be done to this beat. Just a little bit of polish on it, a little bit of, you know, that secret sauce, a little bit of that extra salt to make it dope. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoy. Deuce.
Demolition Man's an animal.